Congratulations on your purchase of Lowlight's new album, Where Should We Go From Here? I'm a big fan of the record. I think it's a great recording from these guys, probably one of their best. I think you guys are going to love it. And the purpose of this video is to help you properly configure your audio equipment so you can enjoy the record as the artist intended for you to enjoy it. I'm going to be demonstrating today on my home stereo right here. Later you can try to apply what you've learned on your hi-fi set at home. Okay, so let's go. Okay, first thing we're going to do is just to connect our music playing device to the stereo. I'm using an 1/8 inch cable to connect my phone. I'm going to press play. The volume I've already adjusted to what I know is a comfortable listening volume. So let's give it a listen. If you're like most people, your stereo probably isn't properly configured. This can make music sound sometimes muddy or indistinct. The best way I could describe it is to say it's almost like you can hear the music, but you can't really feel the music. So, to correct this, the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is find the equalizer or EQ controls on your stereo amplifier. This unit I'm using to demonstrate has a 2-band EQ with controls for treble and bass. That would be the high and low frequencies respectively. Most units you're going to find will have at least a 3-band EQ with controls for the high, the low, and the mid or middle frequencies. Now we're going to make a few simple adjustments that are really going to enhance your listening experience. First, find your high frequency or treble control knob, and I'd like you to turn that all the way to the right. Just keep turning that thing until, like as you can see right here, I'm still making the same turning motion, but it's just not moving anymore. Okay. Next, we're going to turn our attention to the low frequencies, or bass. What these frequencies tend to do is sonically clutter a mix and make it hard to hear, hard to enjoy. They fill it up just with a bunch of sonic mud. So what I'm going to ask you to do is take your low frequency control knob and turn it all the way to the left. That would be counterclockwise. This is going to reduce the effect these troublesome frequencies are going to have on our mix. A lot of equipment you're going to find is also going to have a control for the middle or mid frequencies. This stereo doesn't have one. I don't know why. But it's not going to matter because if you've already centered your mid control, I'm going to recommend that you make no further adjustment to it. That's because mid frequencies tend to sound best exactly where the name implies, balanced evenly in the middle of your mix.
As you already know, stereo sound is first divided into the left and right channels, which correspond to the two ears we use to hear the world around us. But once that sound has gotten inside of our brain, it's further separated by frequency, with different areas of the brain processing the 3 types of frequencies: high, mids, and lows. The forebrain, also known as the prefrontal cortex, is the area of our brain that's stimulated by the high frequencies. This part of the brain is not only crucial for your attention and memory, but it also serves as the seat of what we would consider our higher or more evolved functions, such as reason, love, or morality. This area of the brain is especially well developed in scientists and judges. Low frequencies, or bass, is known to stimulate the much more primitive brainstem. This part of our brains has remained relatively unchanged for millennia because it contains only the most rudimentary tools for survival, like our fight or flight response. These kind of things were more necessary in the savage past. That's why scientists sometimes refer to the brainstem as the lizard brain, because you might have found the same sort of structure in the brains of our distant reptilian ancestors. To get an idea of the extent of the brainstem's character, we can simply observe a lizard at play or sitting on a rock in the sun. Not much going on there. Now, mid-frequencies. The middle frequencies are going to stimulate the large, mysterious midbrain. Scientists still aren't sure exactly what this part of the brain actually does. When we boost the high frequencies of our music and we cut the low frequencies, we're effectively shutting off this primitive signal, and we're encouraging our brains to engage in a more refined, evolved listening experience.
Okay, so to sum up what we've done, we've taken the high frequency control knob and we've turned it all the way up. The low or bass control knob we've turned all the way down, and as we discussed, if you have a middle or mid-frequency control knob, which this stereo does not for some reason, you've left that right in the middle. You haven't touched that. Now, I would say that this equipment is configured
not only to listen to Where Should We Have to Go Now by Lowlight, but for any musical application.
Yeah, that's the sound we're looking for. Hey, I want to thank you for watching this video. And I think that if you apply these principles to your own home stereo system, you'll see immediate improvements in your mood, focus, and concentration, as well as experiencing an enhanced listening enjoyment. As a final note, I want to recommend that you check your audio equipment for a date of manufacture. This is because prior to July 1st, 2006, there was a superior type of lead-based solder that was traditionally used in home stereo applications. It just had excellent conductive properties. If you have equipment that's manufactured after that date, you are going to notice a sharp drop in sound quality, and I would just throw that equipment away, honestly, and replace it with something manufactured before July 1st, 2006. That's the date to remember. Your ears are going to thank you if you do that. Thanks a lot and good night.